defensive end of the floor. Third quarter underway. Michael Grady, Brent Berry, Christina Pink, Cooper Flagg, shadowed by Mobley, over to Marshall. Marshall started the game hitting his first 4 shots, fires from deep, side iron no. Mobley with his 5th rebound of the ball game. In Cavaliers, no Jared Allen, no Sam Merrill with a hamstring, and no Max Strus. But good news for the Cavaliers, both those guys could be back Sunday when these two teams meet again in Cleveland.
Yeah, that's what I fear for Dallas, is that those two guys are going to be back to play them again. Marshall collects the offensive rebound. Dallas has just got to get some kind of a semblance of an offensive rhythm in this game, and they're having a hard time doing it, Grady.
Christie and Nembhard
For this Dallas club.
Harden, too easy. He has 12 to go at 6 rebounds and 5 assists. He has 2 triple-doubles this season. Both of those were earlier in the year with the Clippers. Flagg on the move. Got in the paint and put it in.
Around the basket. We'll see if Dallas can mount a few stops in a row to get this thing to 10 or less.
Mobley lining up a tray. Won't go. Well, just how easier the game is going to get in the future for Cooper Flagg. Not a ton of help out here on the floor, but next season it could be Kyrie Irving out there playing with them, and instead of getting the #1 defensive
schedule or what's happened to
pass, Dean Wade, good from downtown.
Tonight, but Dean Wade, such a critical component to what the Cavs do. Selfless player and an incredible defender. I mean, very switchable, and has had a remarkable season for them as well.
We talk about selfless, as Bagley can't hit, Mobley the rebound. He rarely gets a shot attempt. You know, he didn't get a ton of looks that often.
But willing to play the defense, Grady, yes, and also willing to put his body on the line. He makes
selfless guy. That's Marshall. Yeah, every team could use the Dean Wade on the roster. Harden, nifty move.
Wow.
Close it up and Mobley. Good position inside, lost the handle, and he's holding his left knee. Mavericks off to the races. Nembhard cleared space, can't hit. Rebound ricochets off the backboard. Mitchell ahead to Mobley. Mobley at left leg. Nembhard back to Flagg. Flagg sees the seam. Hard. Mobley at the elbow, going at Powell, flicks it up and in.
Mavs content to play the zone, but not collapsing once Mobley catches it.
Flagg from downtown. 5 quick ones from Cooper Flagg. Mitchell, yes! Donovan Mitchell. Nembhard shovels it off to Powell for the... Harden back to Mobley. Harden going ISO with Flagg, lines up a tray. Harden bottoms.
It looked like our angle that Cooper actually did get a little graze on the shooting hand. Didn't bother James Harden. Another triple for him.
Largest lead of the night for the Cavaliers. Christie weaving around a Powell screen. Whistle blows. No shot. Powell gave it up to Middleton. Middleton pump fake, got Tyson in the air, left the shot short, knocked out of bounds, and it will remain with the Mavericks.
A couple really good physical strength to keep guys away from the rim.
Williams long with the floater, Mobley the rebound. And this is Harden once again, can't hit. Marshall the board. Flagg down the lane, Flagg hanging and drawing the foul. The third quarter, 11 of his 17 points as we send it over to KP.
Yeah, aggression and a young following the injury, but he was so focused also on making plays for guys on the other side of the ball. He said both sides of the ball. I know my gravity creates opportunities for others, so I can impact the game in a lot of ways, not just one.
first amongst rookies in points, assists, third in rebounds, and blocks.
Michael Jordan to lead his own team with those kind of numbers. So I want to keep tuning into the podcast.
And the discussion, it should be split as we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
something we've seen 3 other times in NBA history.
And thank you to the two of them for the epic battle they had against one another.
Yes. The Knipple's been a big part of changing the culture there in Charlotte. Here's Middleton. Toss out Williams. 3-ball. Won't go. Powell, the offensive board. Here's Flagg in the corner. Battling another rookie here. Flagg, no good. And Mobley and Powell getting physical. Good ball movement here. Thompson. Oh, really good look. Couldn't convert. Thompson 0 for 3 in this ball game from downtown. Schroeder can't hit. We mentioned Thompson has hit a 3 in 49 straight games. Flagg. Toss it up. Powell couldn't control it. Powell on the putback. Plus the foul. For the Mavericks.
Well, let's see if Chris Middleton can become that guy. If he can get the spots on the floor where he can be effective again, that mid-post area, and start to generate some buckets for Dallas there.
Mitchell. Good from downtown.
The types of threes that Donovan.
He and Harden have combined for 34. Mobley has 29 by himself. Thompson now 0 for 4 from deep. Offensive board. Middleton. Backing down the rookie. Spinning inside. Toss out. Martin is lonely. Can't hit. Had all day. Missed opportunities on the opposite end for the Mavericks. Mitchell, ball fake, toss out, Tyson, yes! Largest lead now for the Cavaliers is the Tyson family, loving it.
Yeah, I think I heard 45 people cheer for that bucket. That's how many tickets he had.
This is Middleton good.
Anywhere in that spot, that's where Chris can get it done. And too bad the Mavs had 2 really good looks at 3, one from Clay and one from Caleb. Unfortunate.
Mitchell splits the D, got the lay. He has 19. Been making it look easy tonight. Middleton, baseline jumper, no. Powell's been battling inside. He went down hard. May have had the wind knocked out of him. Schroeder to the cup, rims out.
Great job, Martin, tracking that one.
Up ahead to Middleton. And they look tired right now. In that third quarter, matched up with Nembhard. Sidestep 3, won't go. 2 of their last 3 games with losses to Boston and then on Wednesday to the Orlando Magic. This is Christie. Over to Nembhard. Now it's Cooper Flagg up top. 19 points, 5 assists for Flagg. Flagg on the drive, tossed it up. No. Rebound clear.
And a lob pass.
Mitchell outside to Porter. Porter. Now Mitchell in the corner. Mitchell on the drive, and Porter couldn't.
And then Porter gets subbed out. What are we doing, Kenny? No, I'm kidding.
Here's Flagg off balance. Again tonight, a positive sign, even with the scoreboard being where it is for the Mavericks, as Flagg has been trying to find a rhythm. This is Schroeder. Kick out to Ellis, lining up a tray. Pure quality pickup. Oh, and Christie goes down.
Shooter, of course, he came in, and to your point, Keon Ellis knocks down the 3, and he's the first guy back. That's why Kenny Atkinson is talking so glowingly about the things that Keon Ellis brings to this team.
Ellis getting his first start in the Cavaliers uniform, acquired in that 3-team deal with the Kings since he's been acquired by the Cavs. Cleveland 111, Dallas 88.
Same play that time. Schroeder dribbling off instead of playing the get game, so lots of options.
Schroeder, no. Bagley. Schroeder with the cookies and the lay.
Keon Ellis just standing up. Cooper flag. And he's going at him again.
And they almost.
Isn't that Skittles? You get the rainbow collection of jerseys.
Yes, yes.
But a good pickup for Cleveland, a veteran presence, and Kenny Atkinson said it. They need a little edge.
Yes. He called him a jerk.
Well, I wasn't.
Well, in the nicest way. He brings some
choice.
Here's flag inside. Bucket.
Maybe getting into the playbook a little bit, comfortable in where they want to set up on the players. Just get used to one another. I wouldn't expect more than 3 or 4 minutes from James at this point.
Schroeder with the toss out. Tomlin can't hit, and Nembhard the board. Don't forget following us here on Prime. Minnesota taking on Golden State. Kevin Harlan, Candace Parker, Allie Clifton out there for that one. Marshall spinning off of Harden. Stopped by Bryant. Kick out to Nembhard in the deep corner. Baseline drive. Bounce pass to Christie from downtown. No good. Outside look. Schroeder over to Ellis. Heat check. Short. We were talking about this before the game. Ellis, you know what he brings on the defensive side of the floor, and that's a non-negotiable when it comes to Ellis and how he competes on the defensive end. And everything he brings on the offensive end is a bonus. As Marshall can't hit. And Marshall hits the first. For Kenny Atkinson's group. You know, just days before Christmas, they were 9th in the Eastern Conference. They're currently 4th, and as we mentioned to start the broadcast phones, they have the easiest remaining schedule amongst Eastern Conference teams. Second easiest remaining schedule in the NBA.
On Ellis and Schroeder coming off the bench and how they can impact the game. So a couple of weeks of those guys getting healthy. And the big one to me is Max Strus and his return. He is a big game player, brings a lot of toughness.
Oh, the lob up top. Stick. Nembhard all day left it short. See if trying to toss it up again to Tomlin, who made the catch. Well,
it's important to me now. I want to win a championship, and I feel like this group has something special. He said from top to bottom, these guys are locked in. We all have the same goal, and that's trying to win it all.
Going to have an opportunity. It is tough. Atop the Eastern Conference, what Detroit's doing, Boston surging, adding Tatum, New York Knicks. Just had a playoff preview on Wednesday. Orlando and Cleveland, with the Orlando Magic getting the better of that matchup. It's tough in the East, especially at the top. Marshall, attack mode, got the lay.
Good tip last possession by Riley Minix, who's checked in for the Cavs. Been playing some games for the Charge in the G League and getting some minutes here against Dallas.
Larry Nance Jr. says thank you very much. 94 past the midway mark of the 4th quarter. Marshall is fouled by Nance. Need to try to do it together.
There's only a few people that are upset that those two guys.
It'll be an interesting spring for the Cavaliers.
Had their 18th loss, game 82. So a very different season for these Cleveland Cavaliers, but the mission's still the same.
They feel like they, according to Kenny Atkinson, they have a little bit more character this season, battling through adversity, struggles to start the season, storming back. This is Tomlin on the move. Tomlin, push shot, good.
Well, Tomlin just so long. See those arms go on for days. He gets on the inside. Just hard to find out where he's going to release the basketball from when he's shooting on the interior.
Outside look won't go down for Smith. And here's Larry Nance the other way. Tomlin, two-way player to start the season, had his contract converted to a standard contract last month. And good hustle here, but it bounces out of bounds. It'll be, they're both out there for the Mavericks right now, as that one's well off the mark. Smith wearing the number 23. Caleb Martin. Smith Back to Martin, spinning inside. Smith from downtown won't go. And here come the Cavaliers. Tomlin spinning out of trouble. Oh, beautiful dime. That was Magic-esque with the look away. Here's Martin, and a foul is called out of Memphis. Played at several colleges, Monroe Community College, Pola College.
A couple 10 and 12 game slots for him where he was getting 20 to 22 minutes and making some contributions for the club.
And here is Tomlin bringing it up. Klay Thompson took a seat last dead ball. He went 0 for 5 from downtown, snapping a streak of 49 straight games with the made three-pointer. This is Riley Minix, stopped by Powell. The turnaround, Jay, is good. Riley Minix with the bucket.
Yeah, Minix can score. I mentioned he's been playing for the Charge in the G League. He was averaging 20 there, 7 rebounds, a few assists, but definitely a scorer and shooter.
3-on-2. Nance tosses it to Tomlin. They weren't on the same page, and a traveling violation is called. Maybe Nance find a. And these minutes mean something as Tomlin gets that to go.